Hello fight fans, thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, Dana White calls Donald Trump the most resilient human being he's ever met. Moving on, Dustin Poirier teases big news surrounding potential UFC return. Lastly, Michael Chandler teases fight news. Dana White's relationship with the former US president is more than just politics. At heart, the UFC CEO and Trump go back over 20 years. Trump was the first mainstream celebrity to give Dana White and the UFC a chance at getting in front of a mass audience. The UFC held its first few Zuffa events at the then-Trump Taj Mahal, according to Trump's vision and belief that the UFC and MMA could become successful. In a recent interview, Dana White said that everything that Trump has gone through, politically and non-politically, is a testament to him as a person and personal friend. Here is what he said. He showed up for the first fight and stayed till the last fight for both events. He's a guy who would reach out to me my entire career when good things happen and say, "Hey, congratulations, I always knew you were going to do it." He noticed Trump's true character in July when he was nearly assassinated during a Pennsylvania rally ahead of the Republican National Convention. White took to Instagram shortly after the incident to commend Trump for how he handled himself afterward. White said Trump's courage should not be underestimated regardless of age difference or political division. Here is what he said. Number one, you take any of the greatest fighters of all time, Trump is number one. The most resilient human being that I've ever met in my life. White went on to explain that Trump, 78, could be doing a million other things, but is running for president because he loves the United States. It's safe to assume that White and Trump will remain close friends regardless of the election's outcome. For now, only time will tell. Former UFC interim lightweight champion Dustin Poirier appears to be nearing an octagon return for his potential retirement fight. Dustin lost to UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev at UFC 302 earlier this summer. In his third lineal UFC lightweight title shot, he lost by fifth-round submission, effectively ending his pursuit of the belt. Dustin, in the immediate aftermath of his loss to Makhachev, hinted that UFC 302 might be his last ever appearance in the octagon. He's since teeter-tottered on that stance, alluding to a potential comeback for the right fight on the right stage. According to Dustin, the UFC matchmakers are closing in on securing his comeback. In a recent Instagram story post, Dustin appeared to suggest news of a UFC return is forthcoming. Here is what he said. Big news coming soon. It's uncertain who the UFC has in mind for Dustin's potential retirement fight. Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje are two possible options for an opponent. Before the loss to Makhachev, Dustin got back in the win column by finishing Benoit Saint-Denis at UFC 299. The win came after a BMF title loss to Gaethje at UFC 291 last year. Dustin has traded wins and losses since consecutive wins over Conor McGregor in 2021. He knocked out McGregor at UFC 257 before a doctor's stoppage win in their trilogy. A trilogy with Gaethje seems like a potential fit for Dustin after Gaethje knocked him out with a head kick at UFC 291. A chance at redemption against Oliveira makes sense too, after falling to the Brazilian in his second lightweight title shot at UFC 269. Michael Chandler thinks there could finally be light at the end of the tunnel. For nearly 2 years, Chandler has chased a fight with former two-division champion Conor McGregor, with nothing yet to show for it. The two were scheduled to fight at UFC 303 back in June, but McGregor ultimately withdrew due to a toe injury and the bout has yet to be rebooked. But that could be changing soon, as on Sunday, Chandler teased via his Instagram that a fight is in the works. Though Chandler doesn't name McGregor outright, it's likely any fight booking for the former Bellator lightweight champion will be against McGregor. Chandler has not shown any recent indication that he's ready to move on to another opponent, and both UFC CEO Dana White and Conor McGregor recently teased upcoming fight news for the Irish superstar. That being said, it's unclear if the fight will take place this year, as White previously shot down the idea of McGregor competing in 2024. McGregor has not competed in over 3 years. He last set foot in the octagon at UFC 264, where he suffered a catastrophic leg injury in his trilogy bout with Dustin. Chandler's most recent opponent was also Dustin losing via submission at UFC 281. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow and serve the MMA community community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.